All right, 18 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. You know what? I love the technology of today. You can go watch a movie in your house. Although I like movies in theaters too. Charles Agron is on the phone with Richard Brancatisano, and Charles is the founder of K Street Pictures. He's an actor, a writer, a producer, and is a judge on the jury of the Los Angeles Greek Film Festival. And Richard Brancatisano is an actor and the star of the movie Alex and Eve, which we're going to talk about right now. We just watched the trailer, and it definitely, immediately, we both said the same thing. We got to watch this one, right?
Yes.
And just completed shooting the Olivia Newton-John biopic, right? Currently working on the ABC series Harrow, and currently completing his first album, due out for release in the year 2018. I think that was there, right there.
Exactly.
Alex and Eve is a romantic comedy. I'm a sucker for romantic comedies, by the way. So I don't know if I still can keep my man card after admitting that. Charles and Richard, good morning, sirs. What an honor to have you both on the show with us today.
Good morning. We're happy to be with you.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
We're in a small town called Los Angeles, California.
Let's see, 11, 10, 9, 8. So it's only 8:19 there.
Yeah.
Who's
it's
talking?
Early, but,
Well, this is Richard.
Richard, okay.
Accent. Yeah, we woke up at 2:30 a.m. this morning.
Okay, Richard has a British accent. And Charles, you're an American?
I am, or at least I try to be.
Richard, are you also in L.A., or are you hooked up somewhere else?
I am. I'm in LA.
This looks like a fun movie. When did this come out?
Well, in fact, it's coming out on Friday.
Oh, okay. So is it in movie theaters?
It'll be in select theaters, and then you can certainly stream it on several platforms. We're going to have it coming out day and date on Hulu, Amazon, Google Play, and iTunes. And if you're lucky enough to either have Dish or Comcast Xfinity, you can check it out on VOD.
Okay, and I found it on Amazon. Like we're going to probably do it that way, I guess. Either that or I don't know. We'll go see it somehow. So, I am a fan of romantic comedies. Is romantic comedy a hard genre to work in as an actor or a producer? Is it difficult?
Look, I think if you've got a good script, a good director, and the team's good, then it makes your job a lot easier. And I think every part of the team probably feels the same way. It's a team effort, just like in any film. And you've got to understand the backbone of the story. You've got to understand the point why you're making the film, and you need to understand the tone. And with a romantic comedy, you've got to have heart. It's got to have heart.
Right. You got to feel something for the characters, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's got to be character driven, and it's got to have something that people can relate to. And I think this film, has all those, and nice, strongly as well. So I think that's why people have been enjoying it so far.
And you do have the different cultures coming together.
Absolutely, yeah. So I play a character called Alex, who's Greek Orthodox, and Eve is Lebanese Muslim, and we're both born in Australia, as I am, and as Andrea, who plays Eve, is. But our parents are migrants. They have an idea of who they want us to marry, and we well, to put it, when you see the movie, you'll understand.
I gotcha. So I think I like what you're saying so far, because I think like a movie that has two, I guess, different cultures coming together in a romantic relationship warms the rest of us up to the relationship we least relate to. Does that make sense? Like the Romeo and Juliet story.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very similar, just with a much happier ending.
So where did this come from? Did you write this, Charles?
No, this was actually written by a very talented writer named Alex Lykos, and this actually started it was a play in Australia, and then he penned it to a screenplay.
Is it about him? He's same name.
I don't know. I guess it's certainly. Yeah. Richie, do you know?
Yes, it is based on him. He met a Lebanese Muslim girl at one point, and thought to himself, the relationship didn't continue, but he thought to himself, this would be interesting if it was something that he wanted to pursue, how he would feel about bringing it up to his family, and that kind of was the seed that kind of created this story and created this play. And his name's Alex, obviously. So I guess that's probably why it's called Alex and Eve.
I don't know if I speak for everybody who likes this genre, but I love dialogue, well-written dialogue, and for what we saw in the trailer, that's one of the, I guess, one of the things about this movie that's probably going to catapult it.
Yeah, like with the rom-com or any sort of script that has a strong underlying kind of dramatic content, but done in a comedic way. You need to walk that line of realism, but also heightened kind of essence with the comedy, and that takes a lot of skill, and it takes a really kind of good knowledge of tone, and you need people in the team who can make that happen. The director really needs to understand how to practically make that happen on set, and that was fun. Like being a part of a show where everyone was on the same page and we all kind of knew the vibe and the tone of it. That was yeah.
And Charles, is this one of your favorite genres to produce? It's fun, but it's serious as well.
It's actually it's different because I've done in the past. I've done horror. I've done thriller. This is the first romantic comedy I've been involved with. But it's an outstanding film. Immediately fell in love with it. Like I said before, Alex is a tremendous writer, and it became very easy to want to put this into the marketplace and sort of get the people to get behind it and to watch this enjoyable movie that also has a wonderful moral behind it.
The movie is called Alex and Eve, and I found it on Amazon. I'm looking to see if it's playing in a movie theater near us, but we'll just have to look it up. You said tomorrow is when it debuts?
It'll come out Friday, and it's in limited theaters, but you can also stream it as well as get it on video on demand on the same day.
And did you feel the chemistry right away, Charles, when you were casting the two lead roles?
Oh, without a doubt, you can see the chemistry between Andrea and Richie, and it's fantastic. It's I think that's what makes us fall in love with the characters so easily, is the way they play off each other, and not only that, like just kind of appreciating what they're going through as you kind of get the clash of sort of an old world culture versus new world culture, and seeing how they develop the love for each other.
Okay, so it comes out October 13th. I see it here. Why does it say 2015 on IMDb? It says 2015. Because they got it wrong or something.
It had come out in Australia originally.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Okay. All right. How did it do in Australia?
It did very well. I think it was multiple awards as a play as well.
So when we discover a director, usually it's kind of like when I was a kid. If I found a recording artist I liked, I always went back to that recording artist to see what else they had. Mm-hmm. The same thing happens for me with a movie producer or director, or an actor in many cases too. And I guess everybody does that, right? If we're familiar with the people who've made the movie, we're probably going to be enjoying the other movies that they've done.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do that all the time with music. You go down the rabbit hole and discover a whole
right, yeah.
Stuff that makes you interested. Yeah, I love it.
And music does play a very important role in a movie, because that sort of is the glue that holds everything together. I mean, because people come out with the music in their heads, and the music really sets the tone. How did you decide on the music?
Steve Peat did the music for Alex and Eve, and it really is an integral part. People say they love the soundtrack. I even have a few of the songs on my playlist. And not only do they kind of hold a place, like sentimental reasons for the film's sake, but I just really love the songs. And there's parts in the movie that I always look forward to. I rewatched it last night, and there's some, and I actually cried during one song.
Aww.
Yeah. I really did. Yeah, and so there's always something new to hear, and it's something that really pulls at your heart, and it's a really emotional, but not I don't mean like emotional as in, well, some parts are, but it's just evoking like emotion, like it's catchy, it's hooky, and it's also culturally appropriate, the music as well. So Steve did a really good job of combining all those elements to like. I mean, you can download the soundtrack on iTunes. I'm sure that'll probably be at the same time as.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely be watching it this weekend. Richard, we have something in common. I mean, our city and your country. Olivia Newton-John visits here all the time because her friend John Travolta lives here. I've never met either one of them, but they live here.
We have not.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you do in the biopic?
I played her first husband, Matt Lattanzi.
Oh, okay. And Charles, you really have made a movie for the world. I think everybody can relate to this. It's absolutely marvelous.
Well, we appreciate that, and we couldn't agree with you more. We think everybody's going to enjoy it, and I challenge anybody to check out the trailer and not like it. I think it's music. I think that, like Richard was saying, you get all kinds of emotions just watching that, and that's in the 2.5 minutes. So I think it's a real good example of what the audience will be waiting to see.
Well, you have two new fans right in the studio. Charles and Richard, thank you both so much. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. Windier weather in Northern California today is expected to make fighting the wildfires there more difficult, and they're already burning out of control.
This is a war zone. It's just so surreal.
Terry Leonio and her husband had their house for 30 years.
I don't recognize anything. I mean, to me, I feel like I'm in another world because this was my home, and it's gone.
There are more than 2,000 homes and businesses gone and at least 17 people killed. The captain and second in command of the USS John McCain are reassigned.
The U.S. Navy's Japan-based 7th Fleet announced it had lost confidence in Commander Alfredo Sanchez and Commander Jesse Sanchez after a deadly collision near Singapore in August, killing 10 American sailors. According to the statement, the crash with the large, slow oil tanker was preventable.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the Pentagon. Fox News. We report,